from Bowden, and then I went to Zumba because I was meant to go to an event, and I just thought, I don't know, I feel like I'm still emotional this week, which is really, really weird. I don't know what it is. I just feel, I don't know, it's like I'm having my my January moment again, which is really weird. Because I work from home a lot, and I will go to my co-working space, but I don't really speak to anyone. Like, I kind of just have all these thoughts building up in my brain, and I don't really have anyone to talk to about them, and I end up bombarding Lucy. I don't know how she puts up with me, but I'll end up bombarding her when she comes in. I don't know. I feel like I can't... I don't know. I just feel a bit all over the place. I'm going to talk about race. I'm going to do it because the thing is, I end up just... I want to write about things. I want to do like a proper post. I want to research it. I want it to be well thought out. But I quite like I like that I can talk quite casually in these vlogs, and I can just, you know, just talk about what's on my mind, because it is obviously on my mind. Oh, that's a bit better. You can see I've got dead flowers there. That is just my life right now. So I was watching Grace Victory's video yesterday. She did a vlog, and she spoke about the lack of diversity on YouTube, and, you know, just in general in life, there's a lack of diversity everywhere. But I guess, you know, blogging and YouTube is what I know the most about, because I live it, I experience it, and a lot of people talk about it and they're like, yeah, there's a lack of diversity, but I don't know, no one's doing. It's hard to know what to do, because it's like a series of issues. So I think the main thing that people are noticing is the lack of black women. Like, I'm going to talk about the lack of black and, you know, mixed race to a point, women, because obviously it's close to my heart. I know that there are loads of races, but, you know, this is easier for me to talk about because it's my life. And it seems like, you know, when I started blogging 8 years ago, we just sort of did it for fun. Like, it was an outlet. I literally did it. I didn't think about race, because it was just, I just wrote about fashion. I loved fashion. It was my little diary. I'd write about what I was buying. It was quite superficial, I guess, when I started. I just didn't think it would ever become anything deeper. And I was not very woke as well. I've only... my wokeness took a while to come. But then gradually, you know, some people got more successful. Like, it just... If you have certain privileges, so say that you're, you know, I mean, I was a student, but say you're a student, but you have a bit more money, so you can buy a camera, and you can have a photographer, and you can have nicer clothes, and you can go to Fashion Week, and you can get spotted. Whereas if you're just a student and you're wearing Primark, you're not going to get spotted at Fashion Week, and you're not going to get, like, amplified in that way. You know, so I feel like that perhaps happened to some people. And then everything went crazy because of Instagram. I feel like Instagram changed things and made it more about the image, if that makes any sense. So a lot of people are just seeing Instagram, seeing the money, and thinking, I'm going to do this. And there's like there's a certain look that can do well on Instagram. I don't know. I think I'm going off on a massive tangent. A lot of bloggers started off, they were students, or they were in a job that they didn't like, or a job, like a first job, and they had time to blog. But then you either advance in your career and you don't have time to blog, or you advance in your blog and you build it up. So, you know, say that things are going well, you can blog full time, and that's fine. And you keep getting, you know, the more projects you get, the more you can, I don't know, the more you can travel, the more stuff you can buy, and the more popular you become. Whereas if you're working, you know, you're working full time and you have to blog at the weekends, you can't really build your blog up as much. And I guess, you know, for certain black bloggers, that has been a factor. So they've started blogging. I'm guessing, like, I probably need to speak to people. This is just my speculation. But if that success doesn't come immediately, and you don't, you know, you don't have time to, like, graft, like, if you need to put food on the table and you don't have time to graft, you're not able to graft, then you're not seen, and then people don't know you're there. And I don't know. It's just like, it's a multitude of things. I feel like there's a group of people who are just very successful, and they will stay successful, and it will only be them. And it's impossible. It seems almost impossible for anyone different to break through. I'm going off on a tangent. I think there's also a lot to do with unconscious bias. a lot to do with othering. You know, I will literally, because I grew up and I wasn't really represented. I mean, I don't know, there was a lot of American TV shows, but it wasn't, I never saw anything with like a black British perspective, I guess. I mean, there were things, I can remember Cleopatra vaguely. Like, it takes me a while. I have to like try and rack my brains, but I think there was a period, you know, I mean, Skins, was there someone in Skins? I can't even remember, but it was just very limited representation. Oh God, I can't remember what I'm even trying to say. Basically, I want to write it. I mean, I want to write it all down because it'll be a bit more well thought out. And I want to say that there's not like a clear-cut answer. I feel like we have to challenge what is seen as aspirational, basically. And it's not necessarily black women. I'd like to write something a bit more coherent, but I just wanted to say something now. I feel like the blogging world is like a microcosm. It'll obviously like reflect the rest of the world. I say, it's just tough. It's just tough. And for me, you know, I had a job, I saved money, my contract came to an end, I had the money, and I thought, you know, I'm just going to keep going. I'm just going to keep going. I finance myself. No one supports me. I don't get money from my parents. I'm not like from a rich background. I buy everything myself. I save. Unless you can do that, it's tough. It's like I literally have had to invest in myself in a way. Does that make any sense? I've had to invest in myself in a way. Does that make any sense? So I've taken a massive risk, basically, to just keep going because I believe in it. I believe that there's more to it. Oh, I don't know. I feel like I've been given this platform. You know, it's smaller than other, you know, platforms out there, but I have connections and I have ideas and I have a bit of fire in my belly. But it's tough. It's going to be a long road. And I think a lot of people feel down about blogging because it's super aspirational at the moment. And people are like, I can never be like that. And I think, I mean, I was reading somewhere, and maybe someone commented somewhere, they were like, you know, we need so many different diverse stories to be told. All the stories, race related, size related, everything, abilities, sexuality. We just need it. We can't just have one story all the time. It's messing with our heads. You know, if you grow up just seeing one kind of beauty, this is why I'm wearing this wig, because I don't have, you know, 29 years worth of hair on my head. I've had to, you know, I've grown up, you know, thinking that my hair is not enough. And it's only now I've realised that it's great and I have to grow it all back, and it's just stressing me out. And if I had grown up and if I had seen these amazing afros and amazing women, I would have felt so much better about myself. And I just don't want anyone else to go through that. Lack of diversity, people, you know, ask me about it, and it is tough. It's tough to keep going. It's really, really tough. And it's not like, you know, I'm not like, I haven't lost money per se. Like, I'm not as well off as other people. I'm still in a, you know, very privileged position. I have a roof over my head. I have some amazing experiences. I know some amazing people. You know, I'm not down and out. I'm not. But, you know, I am also not buying a $2,000 bag every month. And I don't even know if I really want to, because I just don't think it'd be for the right reasons. I don't know. I mean, okay, technically I would love one. Maybe just one. But I just feel like people are down on blogging, and I know that blogging is meant to be a positive thing. You know, in its essence, it's given us a voice. The internet has given us a voice. Social media. There are people starting podcasts, magazines. There's Galden, there's Black Ballad. You know, it's just, there's so many inspiring things out there that we've been able to create because of the internet. And I just don't want people to feel like disheartened and down. It's meant to be positive. It's kind of like the only thing that we can control. I don't know if I made any sense, but I'm going to do a blog post. I'm going to speak to other black bloggers. I speak to, you know, I have a few that I'm quite close to, so I'm going to try and speak to them and try and just get a sense of it all. I don't know if it's just, I mean, I've come to my own conclusions in a way, but I probably need to speak to a few more. But yeah, it's just hard if you're not given the opportunities. If you don't even have an inkling that you could be successful, you may not even try. And there are some amazing black bloggers who are successful. But it is very hard, and it's hard to keep up that mindset and that focus. It is really tough when you are, you know, confronted with one kind of beauty that does well, and I know things are intersectional as well. Yeah, it's just hard. It's really, really hard. Don't complain publicly. I don't really, I know, I try not to get, you know, aggro on Twitter. I get aggro in the vlog. I get aggro in person, but I don't moan. I don't moan because I'm too proud. I don't know. I don't moan. How can we have Beyonce, but we don't have a Beyonce of blogging? We really, I don't know. We've you know, it's debatable, but we don't have. It's just crazy, isn't it? One girl asked me about it, and I was literally like, "Be Oprah," which is tough because Oprah is amazing. But it's tough. It's like I was reading something, and it's like you have to be a superwoman. You have to be perfect. You literally have to work twice as hard, 4 times as hard, and it is tough, and it can mess with your head. You know, especially when you set these standards for yourself. Oh, that's my piece. It's probably not very coherent, but I thought I would just say something in the vlog. I just wanted to talk about things from my perspective, and I'm going to try and talk to others, and, you know, I'm trying to, you know, shed more light on it in a different way. I'm not just tweeting or whatever. I'm going to try and investigate it a bit more. So I'm going to watch The Apprentice and then go to bed. So, yeah, that's it for today.